Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. First, shout out to everyone who's been subscribing lately and anyone who's been watching the enrichment challenge from the last video I put out. Just because you weren't nominated for something doesn't mean you can't make your own video or share in the comments some of the enrichment things that you like to do and talk about enrichment challenges and how you've seen it provide some beneficial behaviors in your animal. So go ahead and do that. But again, thank you to all the subscribers. Thanks for all the views and likes and comments. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I can keep providing some valuable content for you guys moving forward. So the reason I've kind of invigorated my channel and putting these videos out there now is because I'm a big believer in improving our husbandry. And I don't believe in improving husbandry in making fun of people or lambasting the techniques that other people use. I want to get good information out there so you know what's available and just encourage you to look into it. You know, there's no reason you can't look into it and at least consider it. But sometimes to make these changes to improve our husbandry, it takes time, takes money, and it takes resources that we just don't have at the same time. I'm going through that right now. You know, I don't keep everything as much as well as I want to, but I'm going to, and I'm working toward it, and it's having that mindset to do it. And in some of those cases, you have to make some sacrifices in your population at home, your animal populations. And that's what today's video is going to be about. It's going to be about making some sacrifices for the better good of the animals that you want to keep in your population and do better by, because I can't do that with all the animals I have. So I am in the process of slowly reducing the number of animals in my current population in order to provide more resources for myself to improve husbandry and be able to afford things to improve the husbandry. You know, lighting, habitats, things like that that are necessary to improve the husbandry. So today, I'm gonna say goodbye to a very special pair of pythons that I've always loved, but it's time to move on from. The smallest species of python on the planet, anthill pythons. So this is the female anthill python, also known as a pygmy python, that I currently have in my population that is going to a new home soon. Now, she is endemic to Western Australia and can often be found near termite mounds and anthills, where she gets her name from. Now, if you look along her face, she does have rows of heat pits, as you can see right there. And although she will not hesitate to take a mammal meal, I believe that she uses these to specialize in identifying lizards that have just finished basking and that are nice and warm, things like skinks and geckos that are native and prominent in her habitat. So maybe you're wondering, how small is the smallest species of python? Well, this is a 6-year-old anthill python, bred by Don Meeker. For the last 2 years, she's produced eggs for me. She's been great. She puts on weight really quickly. And it's a species I'm gonna miss, but it's necessary for me to move forward in the direction I want to with the remaining animals that I want to work with and treat them as well as possible. So these guys are super cool. This is that same anthill python on her clutch of eggs from 2019. She laid 9 eggs this year, 6 of which were initially fertile, but just check out how tiny she is. As following up, here's a picture of me just holding her on her clutch. This is a full-grown species of python that I'm holding in my hand with a full clutch of eggs. Totally awesome. Now, each one of these eggs weighed about 6 grams, and the hatchlings all hatched out around 2 to 3 grams. Check out this video of one getting ready to hatch. Anthill python eggs have very thin shells, as you can see here. This first egg, you can see the animal nosing, trying to get out and getting ready to slip the egg. And the one on the right, you can see the pattern through the egg. You can see here's one starting to pip with a penny next to it. So you can just get an idea of how tiny these are and how difficult they were, for me at least, to hatch. And then finally, here's a picture of me holding a new hatchling. It hasn't eaten yet, it hasn't shed yet. This animal weighed about 3 or 4 grams. I can't remember exactly, but these are very, very tiny and very interesting animals, and they are fun to work with. You know, it's not the most exciting thing to move on from a species that you really like. Unfortunately, I like a lot of the other ones in my collection as well. And sometimes you have to make some tough decisions in order to give yourself the resources to improve the care. And you know, I've set some pretty lofty goals for myself in animal care, and it's gonna take time, and this is just part of the process. So unfortunately, sometimes you have to make decisions you're not thrilled about, but are necessary for the long-term health of the rest of the animals in your population. And you know, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what reminds me that this is the right thing to do for me right now. So hopefully this is something you can relate to, or you get something out of this. And if you do, please share down below in the comment section. And yeah, so before I go though, I want to say again, thank you so much for all the subscriptions and the likes, the comments, the sharing. It means a lot to me. Your time means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I do. So I hope you guys have a good week until next weekend when I'll have another video out. So thanks again, and take care.